Good evening, everybody. DJ Styles here at Custom Corpses. Okay, this is what we're doing tonight. We are going to, first I'll give you a little sneak peek. I put another clay head into my silicone mold. I'll explain as we go on to this evening. So, we are going to silicone master this. We're going to make a silicone master of this mask, or this life cast of William Shatner. This is the William Shatner Lifecast, and I'm going to cast it in silicone tonight, right here on this Lazy Susan. I've got my little keys already. Glad I kept those. Going to be using them when I make the shell. Anyway, I'm going to put this on my handy dandy tripod here. Come on, clamp down. And I need to lower this just a little bit. There we go. That's where we want it. Right about there. And you know what? I might zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, you know what? Second thought, I want you to be able to see the stuff on the side too. So, let me refresh on here. There I am. Turn the volume down so you don't hear me. Okay, let's get the chair in place. Let's get the chair in place. We are working with silicone tonight, guys. Okay, I do the 3-cup mixing method here. But the first thing I want to do is cut up my keys. I have to cut them because they're going to go on top of the silicone, embedded in areas not on the face, because I'm going to make that face flat once I do the mold, the stone mold over top of it. I am going to use stone for this over top of the hard cast. I'm not going to use the plasti paste because I don't have enough plasti paste to do the job. So, that being said, can I push down on this too much? I don't think so. All right, so what I want to do is I want to half these. So what I'm doing is I'm sticking my finger into this. Try not to cut your finger. They don't have to be perfect. All right, so that's half. That's half. I don't know if I should do quarters. I don't know what I want to do here. No, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. Come on, cut. Oh, wow. We're going to put them on just like that. We're not going to make the stone too thick. Actually, you know what? Second thought, I will embed these into the stone so they sit. inside the stone. So chances are I can get away with just one of these. I'm going to half them again the long ways, like this. These are just register keys that are going to go into the silicone. Yeah, I'm just going to All right, so we don't want too many locking points. How do I want to do it? Okay. So we're going to taper to cuts. Doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't matter because it's all going to go inside underneath. That's it. That's what I want. I know, I look like I'm making a mess. Kind of am. I just got to make sure I don't have any locking points with these keys. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to taper whatever the taper is on this. So the taper goes to the bottom. So we want to taper this way. Actually, I'm not working on the long piece yet. That's that way, that's that way. That's actually a good piece right by itself. Okay. Perfect. This one here is a little sketchy. Those three are good. So I got the bottom one here. See, all right. You see how this was inside of a cup, and I'll show you the whole thing. There's a taper to this. The taper, it's this way. The taper is, you know, this is smaller, this is bigger at the top. This is bigger at the top, this is smaller at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I want that taper to be upside down because I'm going to embed this. Normally, if I didn't want to embed the whole thing, I would want just the opposite and then have this portion covered with stone, but this will lock it so it doesn't go anywhere. But I don't need to I'm not using plasti dip, so that's all right. So what is this? That's the taper there. Okay. Okay. That's the taper. So we want to cut the opposite way. It's not rocket science. But we are just making little tiny keys that are going to be embedded into the stone on top of the silicone. But you won't have to. Okay. You know, for some reason, I'm in the mood for Christmas music. And I don't know what I can or can't play on YouTube. I wish I could. I'm going to find out if some of these old Christmas songs, can I play them on YouTube? Any comments? Anybody knows anything about, you know, I'm into Halloween, I'm into all that, but I also like my Christmas time too. I really do. And for some reason, I think it's because it's been getting cold earlier this year. We've been having colder weather, and it has made me feel a little bit more Christmassy, more so than most years. I don't know if that was that way or that way. I'm going to say that way. Or we can do it that way. Doesn't matter how these things go on, it really doesn't. You just want to make sure that they're not locking. Because that can be a problem when you're trying to put the shell back on. It's going to go on like that. That's enough pieces right there for register keys. That's all it's designed to do is go back into the mold the hard shell. Okay, that's good there. Okay, so that's done. I don't need all those other registers. I can use them for some other stuff. I've got a skull to do, too. Clean up. I always like to try and clean as I go because, man, when you don't have a lot of space, cleaning becomes an issue. Okay, so the other thing I want to do too. Let's see who's on. Who's with me? James Ottman. Love from Hong Kong. Go Hong Kong, baby. You know, I've always wanted to go to Japan. I'll never get there though. Never get there. I'm just too busy with life over here, right where I'm at. I need soft brushes. This'll work. This will work. I'm sorry, I'm off camera right now. And I'm probably going to use 2 of these brushes before it's over. And I'll show you. I got these cheap brushes. I can't remember where I got these. But they're artificial. They're cheap. That label look familiar to you? Maybe it's Home Depot or one of those places. I want to make sure I get no fibers. The reason why I like these brushes, I want them to be, soft when I'm brushing on the silicone. Chip brushes, one, you do lose the hairs that come out of it, and I don't want any hairs on the project at all. All right. So the first thing I want to do is I got to grab my little blue towels. Love these blue towels. The blue towels is the best way to go. All right. We got to clean this guy before we go any further. All right, so we're using rubbing alcohol. When you're doing some kind of silicone project, you always want to rub everything down with rubbing alcohol. Okay. That'll just clean the surface real good of any kind of oils or residue. You know, people have touched this, you got oil on your hands. You definitely don't want any silicone. Give that a second to dry. Okay, that's clean enough. All right, that's the rubbing alcohol. Always rub it down with rubbing alcohol. I usually use 99% rubbing alcohol. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah, it's 99%. 99% rubbing alcohol. That's the best stuff to get. That is almost pure alcohol right there. And I'm done with this. So I'm gonna go put it on the shelf. And yes, guys, I have down 50 pounds. I've lost 50 pounds. I have lost 50 pounds. Now, the first coat of this, I like to do the three-part mix. All right. Register keys. We're going to keep them off to the side right here. Just a little off the side here. I put A. This is equal parts of A and B. I put equal parts A and equal parts B. And then I put them into this container, into one container, and mix it together. And the first coat goes on thin. It doesn't have the thickener. This is a thickener right here. It's called Thivax. And all my products that I'm using tonight are, well, the products I'm using for siliconing is from Smooth On. Right there. See that company, Smooth On? Thivax is for it's a thickener. It thickens the silicone. So when I get the first couple coats down, I can thicken it up. Now here's some pigment. I can change the color. I have a blood color, and I have I forget what the other color is. I think flesh color. All right, so I've had these lids open already a couple times, so I'm going to put these over here out of the way. Put this out of the way. All right, I'm using Smooth On's Rebound 25. It's called Rebound 25. Good stuff. Very expensive. Very expensive. Also difficult to get the lids off. Now this is the white. This is white silicone. Now I want to mix this first in this bucket before I pour it. Man, is that sticky. I'm putting gloves on tonight too, by the way. Matter of fact, I want to get my gloves right now. I don't want to mix this too much. See how thick this is? See how thick that is? I'm mixing it up. I see some swirls of color, discoloration. And what I want to do is I want to mix that just a little bit. Don't have to go crazy. I don't want to incorporate too many bubbles. That's what I'm trying to avoid. All right. Scraping the bottom. Scrape the sides. Turn it. Okay, now I always use that one stick. I always use one stick for white, part B, one stick for part A. Now I trim. Come on. There we go. One of these has always been problematic. There we go. Yeah, but I need my gloves on because I'm making a mess out of my hands here. Put this up underneath of here. I need gloves. All right, first, before I do that, I want to go wash. Actually, I'm just going to use my blue towel. Use some blue towels. Get this silicone off my hands, and I'm going to put some gloves on. Now, what do they do with them gloves? I got the black gloves. I want to use those. I have them over here. Where are they? There they are. I found them. Learned my lesson. The first time, last time I did the silicone. I like the big I like these gloves here. I get these at Harbor Freight. Good old Harbor Freight. These are 9mm. They're thick rubber gloves. Make sure I got two. Nope, I got one. Oh, they're big too. Good. Yeah, I got the extra large. I got big hands. Okay, we can put them back over there. Put my gloves on. Let me read some comments. Bo Norton, hey, what's happening, buddy? Going to love the. I think so. I think they're going to really love it, especially. I got some news to give you guys tonight with that. Man, even with these big hands, even with these large gloves, you can hear me put my rubbers on. They're still difficult to get on. I got big hands. And these are the large gloves. I can't imagine having to use small ones. I got my rubbers on. Just trying to get my fingers down into the holes now. Don't need a sense of touch with this. So, okay. Now I need a stick to, you know what? I need to wipe the edges of this. I want this stuff all over my shirt. Silicone. It's all over the bucket. Especially around the rim. And it's uncured, so it's still wet, sticky. The silicone is sticky, man. Trust me, it is a very sticky mess. So you want to clean it off as much as possible. Otherwise, you're going to have it all over you on your clothes. Okay, so now same thing. I got to mix. I'm going to do this standing up. I'm not going to try and put it on camera. This is the orange stuff. This is, come on. This is part, what is it? Part A, part B. All right, this is part B. The orange is part B. It's a lot easier when there's not a whole bucket full. Yeah, there's plenty of silicone here to do the job. Okay. Tail's coming. Better than having it on my hands. Oh my God, that's a mess. Feels awful when you get your hands full of silicone. Okay, now I just incorporated. See what I did? I mixed this a little too harsh. There's air bubbles all coming to the top, so I got to be careful with that. I'll show you a little trick. All right, so now we get seated. We're only going to make a little bit because we don't need a lot to put the we're going to start with the orange stuff, part B, I think. Yeah, part B. And we're just going to put right from here into the cup. That should be enough to coat this. Now it's equal parts. It's equal parts. So we'll let that settle. And now we're going to move on to, now I'm going to loosely put the lid back on this. I don't want it to be too hammered on because I'm only going to open it back up again. Okay, that's one down. That goes in there. I don't want to do that. I gotta wait. Okay, get the white cup. And that's basically, I think I used like 3 scoops here. Now this stuff's thicker. A little thicker. Yeah, there's no point in weighing it. You just want to eye it up as best you can. Let that run down a second. See how far we are. We're almost there. Wait till that. Yeah, I think that's going to be right where I need it to be. Gotta let that stuff run down the wall a little bit so it goes down inside the cup. Just a tad more, just a touch more. There it is. Okay, so now we're going to mix part A now. I'm creating a stream to get rid of bubbles. Thin stream. That'll get rid of all the bubbles. So I don't have a degasser. So we're going to do a thin. See how thin that stream is? Now I won't scrape this out until it's. Stay there. That's it. Keep that cup for later because that won't cure as long as there's no combination isn't mixed. So we'll keep that right there. The white stick stays with the white. Now the blue stick will stay with the blue, or green, orange. All right, so we're gonna. There was more air bubbles in this, so we're gonna create that nice stream. See, as this gets to the base, you see how that's breaking all the air bubbles that are in that. We don't want air bubbles. I was worried that was going to come off of there. We are live tonight. Okay. Now I have a very limited amount of time to work with this, so I have to move pretty quick. And right now I just want to clean up this it won't cure because it's not mixed, so I don't want it left on the top here. It just makes everything super sticky. Okay, so now we're going to mix this up until it's all unified in one color. We want one color. I don't want to see any streaks in this at all. And this will be enough to do the whole thing. Get the base coat done. I know I add no thickener to this. The thickener's the next coat. It's almost the color of a creamsicle. My hands are stiff. It's almost the color of a creamsicle. And this stuff is thicker than the average silicone. It's naturally thick. That's the Rebound 25. It's not as thick as I think the Rebound 30 or 35 or something like that. That's a denser, harder, stiffer silicone. So it's not as runny. But this is pretty thick and it's good for brush on. This is a brush on mold. Now the first thing I want to do is get my brushes out of the way for now. And we're going to brush the heck out of this thing in a minute. Getting it all on. Then we're going to brush the heck out of this. Okay. Now that cup gets thrown away because it's been mixed and it won't last. Now in make sure that this gets up into the holes real good. Into the eye crevices. I got to make sure there's no air bubbles. Don't matter how thin it is, as long as I have it covered. Because the next coat's, when it's really thicker, that's what's going to really capture. Just got to make sure I don't pull anything away from the. That'll run. This brush is a little too big for this job. Need smaller brushes. I want it to run a little bit. Making sure I have a flange around the base. It can be thin right now as long as that flange is there. Okay. Just triple checking everything. This brush is no good. Okay, trash. Okay, that's gone. I don't want to see any air bubbles. That's what I'm looking for. I don't see any. It's good. They popped as it thinned out. That's a good thing. I should have my torch. Now that'll set up. It'll take like 20 minutes to set up. Meanwhile, now this is the mixed cup, the stuff that I just mixed up. That gets thrown away, along with the stick, because I can't have the combination going into the new silicone. If I do that, I'll have a mess on my hands. So what I can do is sit and chat with you guys for a little bit while this is curing up. This has to cure for about 20 minutes. And how I check it is I go out to the flange area, and if I touch it and it's sticking to me like this here, that's sticking. If I touch it and it pulls up a little bit, you can't apply stuff on there, because what'll happens is, even if it doesn't really stick to my glove too much, but it does still pull, if it's so tacky that it pulls, when you go to brush on your next coat, you're going to pull, any places you put that, it'll pull that coat away from the surface, and it'll ruin the silicone. So you don't want to do that. Always test on the flange. Never touch the surface of here, because that'll really pull it right off. You remember that first coat it captures all the detail coat. You don't use any thickener in that yet. So, and we're gonna get a nice mold out of this without even having I don't have to have a really thick mold. It's going to be nice. Let me see. Oh, I see a piece of hair in there. Hold on. How'd you get in there? All right, see what happened there? Let me try and get a little bit of shit. That's I need the joints. I need the others. There we go. Thank God. See what that did? Just pulling that piece of hair out of there. I don't care how lumpy this looks now. That matters nothing as long as I cover that spot. Man, that was scary. I've got a little bit here, might as well use it. Don't waste nothing. Back to the trash you go. There we go. That's good. I always like to make sure I reinforce that nose a little bit better. Anyway, so the next coat in 20 minutes or a half hour. And yes, we're staying live. How do you want to look at this? What's the best point of view? Right there? We can leave it at that. So let's chat, guys. I'm going to sit in front of the computer now and chat with you. Come on. Damn. I got to find a better way to navigate this chair. Bo Norton, you guys still with me? 3 watching, including myself. So there's 2 other people here. Yeah, I'll put a new set of gloves on when I get, because my hands are sweating bad. That's the one thing about these gloves. So in the trash they go. So that is what you're looking at there. Joe Norton's here. What up? Game 3 Goblin. What's going on, buddy? Gamer 3. What's that? It's a 3R Goblin? Game 3R Goblin. Okay. I'm going to call you Goblin. Everett. Yeah, well, what we're doing right now is cool. We're doing a Silicone master of a William Shatner Lifecast. This is actually William Shatner's face. This is his Lifecast that he had done many, many years ago. Probably, I think it was 1975 that he had it done. And I actually think they used it in a movie called The Devil's Reign. You might want to check that out. WWE. You're playing WWE at the same time watching me? Cool. So yeah, we're really going crazy here, just doing some. Now the reason why I want to do this is I actually want to see how close I can get this Lifecast to look like the original mask. You guys are all gaming. You guys are playing. That's all right, man. You can sit and listen. You don't have to watch everything I'm doing. Shit. I'm good at talking. I just run out of voice. I know what I do. I need to grab my water that's sitting over on the bench right behind that yellow bucket. Or actually behind my green bottles of slime that I drink. It's for my health food. But I'm down 50 pounds, guys. So there's going to be a lot that I'm going to be doing on this channel. Definitely. I definitely want to keep doing some cool things, different. But the plan for this guy right here is once I make this Silicone master. Now you see how that's elevated off the top of the top of the Lazy Susan, the turnabout, whatever you want to call that thing. The reason why that's sitting up off that Lazy Susan a little bit is because I have clay. I have clay underneath of that, and it's brought up to be a little higher. This way, I captivate that full edge of his head, and then when I cast the clay into the as we cast the clay when I cast the clay into the Silicone master, we're even going to make the hard shell on this tonight too, guys. So I'm going to be here for a while. Yeah, thank you, gamer. Multitasker. It's the only way to be in life, man. You got to be able to multitask. You really do. But then again, there's a lot to be said for people that are jack of all trade and master of none. If you pick the right trade, home run. But if you don't pick the right trade and you're not a master of any, there's nothing better to be than a jack of all trades. Now, if you could follow that logic, good luck. Oh God. Can you guys hear me okay? Am I clear enough? Because I am away from my phone quite a bit. Okay, great. That sounds good. YouTube's been a little weird. You guys know if I don't think there's any copyright infringement on Christmas music. I think I can play that on here. Because I really feel like Christmas this year. I don't know what it is. I'm really in I'm in the spirit of it, like I wasn't last year or years prior. So I think there's Christmas songs that I could probably play on YouTube while I'm working. But then again, some people hate Christmas music. So, but So anybody, you guys, do you guys watch a lot of shorts? I see, like, YouTube trying to push doing shorts, short video clips. I find it hard to do shorts. Art the Clown dressed as Santa. Oh, that would be cool. I like that. Yes, I do like that. That would be cool. But man, you know how difficult it would be to work, to actually work in that costume. Be sweating and uh, anything for the channel. So I am going to give you guys some updated news. I know you guys said that that mask looks absolutely amazing. There's some things that once I made the latex, I'm going to show you the foam-filled latex head. This is the result of the sculpture. All right. Let's see, where can I put this thing so you guys can see it? This is the result. Now, it's got some flaws in it, so I didn't care too much about this. But what I want to point out, and I'm going to do this real quick so you guys can get this. The chin's too large. All right. I want to cut the chin back, further back on its head. And also, let me show you what the correct chin should look like and what it would look like if I had the right. That's the right chin. That's what I want it to look like. All right. Right now it's too wide. See how big that is? All right, so I am, do it again. Went a little too far with it. That's the correct chin there. All I'm doing is pushing. I added that clay that was right underneath the chin and forgot to take away. How stupid. And then, it's not real noticeable until you see the latex in your hand. The clay is a little, it's kind of like, it's a nice copy. There's some flaws in this thing. The nose got a little bubble in it right up inside, and it created a little problem right here on the tip of the nose. Let me see if I can show you that bubble. Look up inside that nostril right there. Can you see that bubble up inside of there? See it? Well, it runs deep because I can feel it right on the surface. It's right there. I can feel it. And it distorted the tip of the nose. The other thing, there's a couple of bubbles that happened right here on the inside of this. And I have to do a better job with putting the latex inside the mask. But everything's. There's also another problem that I discovered, and this is my fault because I knew I had to do this, but it was one of those things where I carved away this eye cut right in here. I took away this eye cut and kind of walked away from the project for like a week and forgot about it. It wasn't until I looked down onto the head like this. Let me see, I'm going to get it positioned right. That I seen this eye cut was cut back too far. And I was like, oh man, that means I got to fix this. I have to fix this. I can't live with that. I can't live with it. But these are simple, quick fixes. I can have this done, reproduced in a week. I will have this whole thing done again in a week. I will have the chin fixed. I will have that eye cut right. And why I say the eye cut with the mask is it almost looks like it's flat. Looking straight at it, it doesn't look right. Now the clay looked fine. I don't know why, but it looked fine. But the eye cut on this latex did not look good. So I got to go with what the latex says, because when the latex doesn't look right, it ain't right. Because that's the end result. That's your mask. So I'll leave that there for you guys to ponder over, since I've been shaking it and moving it. We want to turn it a little bit so you guys can see it dead on. Yeah, the lighting's not perfect on there. But that's the foam-filled master. But as you can see, even in that photo, the chin is way too big. But yeah, that's boxing sent it. I got bad news for you guys. I'm a perfectionist. I will never sell or produce a mask that I don't like, or even give it away. I wouldn't do it. I have to make sure that this thing is perfect. I want this to be a perfect piece. And when somebody purchases this mask, they know they got my best. I got my best into it. And when I seen those little flaws, and I'm telling you, the one thing about mask making, sometimes the clay can be deceptive and you don't see every flaw. And here's the biggest problem. When you're working off an armature, you can't tilt the clay head around like I was able to do over on the chair. I was able to move that thing all over the place as I was working on it, but I was so worried about the little fine cracks and never even thought for 1 minute to really look at the entire sculpture in depth to make sure that everything was where you wanted it to be. And I added that chin, and for whatever reason just didn't really pay attention to the length that it added to the look of that chin. And so actually every mask that I have that I don't like, there's one, you see that mask that's sitting there on that bucket right behind, laying on its side? I've got five or six heads up on my little stand. Sorry, I have hiccups. That's the medication. I'm going to cut them up and get rid of them. I'm cutting that one up that's right behind that's one of my old masters. I will not keep it because I have no intentions of ever making that mask again. I want perfection. I will not keep, I don't want to ponder over something that I don't like. I don't want it sitting on my shelf and I'm looking at it, oh my God, look how horrible that looks. Although there is something to be said for somebody that might want to look back on how far he's come. I kept my original master mask of a Michael Myers for that. And that's the only one I'm going to keep because that's the very first one that I did and it is absolutely atrocious. And to look at what I've done, how far I've come in about 2.5 years, it's amazing, how much I've learned in that short a time. But obviously I keep making little mistakes and I want to make sure that chin is right. I'm looking at that chin. Look at the Lifecast behind it. The chin's cut back further back than the lower lip. And that's what I want to also do to this. I want to make sure that this is right. I have put a lot of clay. Now, I have clay in my clay master. Hold on, I'll pick it up, show it to you guys. If you're watching, here, wait a minute. I'll just loosen this and then just kind of tilt it down. See right there? I already got clay in there. And it's as thick as it needs to be already. I have the walls all done. I have even the neck walls are thickened up. I did all of it. I made sure that I didn't do it too thick this time. But under the chin area where I plan on carving away, I put a lot of clay inside the chin again, but only, why is that blurry? Oh, that's just my eyesight. Come on, tighten up. There we go. Throw it away, box, and send it to me, to my address. Can't do that, my friend. I wish I could, but I would never. I would, even if I would never want somebody to. And that's foam filled. You can't use it as a mask. You'd have a hell of a time. You'd have to gut it, and that'd be hard to kind of do. You'd have to gut it, and that foam would never feel good inside the head. You would wear it and you would have that mess because it sticks right up onto the latex. You can't get it off the surface of the latex. So, yeah, the eye cuts are perfect. Everything really turned out perfect. But, except for that, I don't have enough eye sticking out. The top of the eyelid's not far enough out on the. If you're wearing that mask, it's the left side. If you're facing it, it's the right side. That right, looking at it, if you guys looking at the screen, the right eye, the eyelid over top is not sticking out. It's not sticking over top. It's just not thick. It's not far enough out. And man, it's frustrating. Frustrating, trust me, because I thought I had it perfect. And the thing is, I knew that I had to beef that back out, and I forgot about it. That's what happened. That's one of the problems with walking away from projects for any length of time. When you take something off and you know that you have to replace it or you need to fix it before you walk away. At least get it to the right depth. You don't have to have it perfectly smoothed out or anything. But don't forget to do those little things, because if you don't, you walk away and you end up with doing what I just did and not really noticing it. Overlooked it, just completely and I had the mask I was able to move it around, the clay head. For the longest time I was able to move it around. I was checking for all the cracks, every little cranny, every little dot, every little thing, every little speck was perfect. I had everything perfect. And I did not look down on that face. And wow, disturbing. Oh well. But one thing about having that Silicone master, I don't have to resculpt the whole shape, I just need to fix those little spots. And it's only going to take me, I guarantee it, I'll probably have another casting done by the end of the week. Maybe maybe my next Monday or Tuesday. I should have it all done. Because that head's ready to come out. Now, I'm not going to work on the head tonight. I'm going to get this thing done. I'm going to get tomorrow I'll demold the head. I'll put it on my Lazy Susan, and I will start to fix it. Now, am I going to video all that again? No. I will video the chin. I will go live. I'll either video the chin or go live with it to show you what I'm doing to fix the issue I have with it. So, I definitely want to do that. And I'm also probably going to pour up a clay head in the next couple of days in the Lifecast. That'll be fun. All right, so let me check that. Let's check this real quick. I'm going to zoom in on my finger. Hold on. All right. Get this guy out of the way for a second. Oop, see, it's still sticky. See, it's still stuck to that. So that's not cured yet. That is not cured yet. We have to wait till that cures. I think there's like a 45-minute. Yeah, there's a 45-minute. Takes a little bit to cure up. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to fix that chin to make it look really good. Yeah, that's stuck. Well, you guys could see that. Good. Now, what I was saying is on the Lifecast, the bottom lip sticks out further than the chin. And on my mask, it's dead even, and that's not good. I don't want that. I don't want it to be dead even. Plus, it's narrower here, and it comes up a little higher up into the lower lip. Man, these ladybugs are all over the place. I don't kill the ladybugs. I put them outside. Come on, crawl up on me. All right, open up my door. Throw them outside. You're free. Go find something to screw. Make more ladybugs. Make more ladybugs. Yeah, so that's going to be a few minutes before I can get that. Yeah, so there's, with that, when you mix up that silicone, you have about 45 minutes of working time, 40 minutes of working time. I think it's 45. So that means it only took me, what, 10 minutes to put that on there? So it's going to be a while before that cures up. It's going to be a while before it's cured. So anybody else got anything to ask? Any questions, guys? While we're hurrying up and waiting. No. This silicone, the silicone I'm working here is for mold use only. That is a stone, that Lifecast that you're seeing there is plaster. And I covered it in silicone to make clay heads, just like I made my clay head in my Lifecast, or my silicone master mold. That'll make clay heads for me. I can pour up the clay right into the head, and then I can sculpt it. You know, I'm going to slush cast it. I don't want it to be super thick. I have to actually change it in areas, smooth it out. You know, there's a lot of changes that have to be done to the Lifecast to make it look like the Halloween mask. But it'll be fun. You know, now this is not sculpting. This is not, you know, my specialty. All I'm doing there is copying something that's already been done, and that's exactly what they did for the Captain Kirk mask. That's how that Captain Kirk mask was made, was from that master copy that you're looking at right there that's covered in silicone. They did the exact same process. They made a clay head from his sculpt, his Lifecast, and that's how the Captain Kirk mask was made, and it was made from that Lifecast. And it was only a half mask, like you're saying there. It was only a half mask. It wasn't a full head. That was done later. You know, they actually added the ears and the rest of the head to his Lifecast later on. So what I'm going to do, Bo, is I'm going to pour that up in a clay master, and then I'm going to fix all the flaws, little flaws, and then I'm going to spread the head because it's very narrow. If you look at how narrow this head is, hold on, it's very narrow. Hold on, I don't have this thing sitting right. There we go. Yeah, it's very narrow. Let me double check that too. Oh yeah, that all ran down perfect. Still running real good. That's what I want. Puddled up around here real nice because now it gave me a nice flange. All the heaviness is off of here. The bubbles are gone. There's no flaws at all. They covered everything really beautifully. No flaws. Keep forgetting to get my water. Yeah, I'm looking. There's not one flaw on that silicone. Perfect. Perfect. And now the base, that orange flange that goes around the base of it, that's going to be perfect for making the master copy. Let me read that. Hold on. I got to get closer. I pushed the chair back. Damn it. Come on, man. So, Bo, what are you saying to me here? Hold on. Bo, I sit in front of my Ed head last night looking at the clay on it and no idea what I want to do. So I covered it back up. You know what I would do, Ed? All right. What is the one thing that you fear the most of doing? What is the one sculpt that you would find the most challenging and the thing that you fear the most? That's the one you go after. Because when you achieve, because it's not a matter of if, especially if you love it. You have to love what you're sculpting. If you don't love it, let me back up. First of all, if you're going to sculpt something that you absolutely love, whether it be a scarecrow mask, a werewolf mask, a vampire mask, a Michael Myers mask, whatever it is that you find a lot of passion for, that's the thing you go after first. The next thing you have to ask yourself is, out of all the things that you love, your favorite thing is the one you fear the most. That's what I always find. I always find is you're, oh man, I want it so perfect. You're checking that's what I just spent 2 years doing here with my sculpture, and still doing it, and still tweaking it. But the Lifecast, owning that Lifecast, made everything change for me. Absolutely changes the game, because now I'm not looking at two-dimensional pictures. I'm looking at three-dimensional I'm looking at a three-dimensional object, and I can replicate it to a T. I know that. But I didn't want to change my sculpture so dramatically to make it look like that now, because that's how far along I went. So find, what is your element? I mean, I love scarecrows. Oh my God, I love scarecrows. They're so cool. And you can make them look like zombies and scarecrows. Make a combination. Like have a zombie underneath of a scarecrow mask. Be creative. When I say creative, don't just say, well, I'm going to make a werewolf. There was somebody that said to me, And I said it was Alan Hops. I don't know if you guys, I think, Bo, you follow him. Alan Hops. He was on a live one night. And, it was so funny because, because he helped me a lot with a lot of things over the years. And I've watched him for 10 years or more, longer than that, maybe longer. And I think since when he first started his channel, I started watching Stilt Beast Studios with Alan Hops. Stilt, S-T-I-L-T, Beast, B-E-A-S-T, all one word. Stilt Beast Studios. Check him out on YouTube. Really fun and amazing. He'll even tell you he's not an amazing artist. He's not an amazing sculptor, but his creativity is off the chart. His knowledge is off the chart, and he always finds cheaper ways to do things. So I always look to him. Every time I watch any of his videos, he just makes my day. He really does. He's just so clever. Now, with that being said, I was watching one of his lives one night, and we were talking about, and he was going to sculpt a Godzilla head, or he had one, or he had I forget what it was. And I said, wow, can you imagine if Godzilla was bit by a werewolf? Because he loves werewolves. What would that be like if Godzilla turned into a werewolf? You know what I mean? Shit. Out comes the hair, the fangs get longer. Becomes, I don't know, more elusive, faster, stronger. I don't know. I don't know. You just have to go run with the imagination on that, so. But they're the kind of things out of the box you have to think about. Take a combination creature, take something that's, okay, werewolf's already been done, although we love them. But why not have like different combinations of creatures and make it your own? That's pretty much the concept mask that I'm making, is going to be a combination Michael Myers concept mask. I love the ends mask, and I don't think I'm going to make an ends mask out of my sculpture. I think what I'm going to do is a concept ends mask. All right, and that's my take on the ends on my sculpture. I'm going to do a kills, and tell you the truth, kills is no different than the ends mask, only it's just dirtier, and it's got the moss on it, and that kind of thing. So when you're sitting there in front of your armature and you're not sure what you want to make, I want to do a Leatherface with the hitchhiker, the kook and grandpa face sewn together. Ooh, that'd be cool. The cook, I couldn't see it. My vision's not real great. Not sharp tonight. Yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing you can do. Like I'm not a big fan of. I like the movie. I like it. But for a costume maker, Jason bores me. I did a Jason costume for a kid because that's what he wanted for Halloween. The mask bores me. It's a hockey mask. And nobody can actually make the hockey mask without doing all this crazy, you got to sculpt it, then clay it. You have to do silicone because you have to make a resin mask. So maybe I'll do a hockey mask. But the real challenge for Jason, and that's why I never liked Halloween or Friday the 13th Part 1, the very first movie sucked. I never liked it. It was the mother doing the killing. Jason wasn't involved. It was goofy. I mean, I just didn't like it. There was a little suspense to it. I'll give it that, but I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of Friday the 13th until Jason came into the. And my favorite look of Jason is Part 7. And I have to say, he was pretty badass looking in. What do you call it? Jason X. That's pretty cool. Jason X was pretty cool. But getting back to Michael Myers, I want to buy the new Michael Myers. I think it's a 1/6 scale Michael Myers. I think it's the 78. I think I'm going to purchase that because I want to make, and this is going to be on the YouTube. It's going to be on my channel this year too. I'm going to make the house. I'm going to make the Halloween house for a display. And it's not going to be the whole house. It's going to be the face. It's going to be like maybe 3 inches of the side. So, and I'm going to put it inside my glass case. If you guys know my glass case, it's behind me, you know, right to the right side of my, instead of putting a mask in there, I'm going to take the pumpkin out. I'm going to put a house in there against the back plastic wall, and I'm going to put lights in the house and everything. It's going to be cool looking. And I'm going to have Michael Myers standing out on the front, standing right on the sidewalk. But I have to see if the scale's going to work, because I think my, you know, I think I need the smallest one, the smallest Myers available. The 1/6 scale, I don't know if that's, I think that's 12 inches tall. That's too big. I can't use that. Maybe 6 inch. 6 inch Michael Myers would be the ideal size. Then I can use the whole back wall. That would be enough, yeah. Yep. Yeah, get in front of that armature again. Get busy, man. Make your leather face with the hitchhiker, the cook, and grandpa face sewn together. That'd be cool. It's original concept. You know, go with original stuff. Don't replicate. I mean, the only thing I went after Michael Myers was because, one, I'm a huge Michael Myers fan. You know, I seen it in the theater back when I was 16 years old, when it first came out. It actually came out right around, I think it was like the 28th or 25th of Halloween, you know, October, 78. But the night I saw it was October 30th. It was actually the exact same night that he broke out of the hospital. And it was funny when it said, I remember this well, sitting there between my two cousins, female, which was a mistake, sitting between two females when you're at a scary movie. Anyway, I remember sitting there going, oh, wow, that's cool, that's tonight, you know, because it was 1978 and it was October 30th. And I was like, oh, wow, cool, that's tonight, guys. And I looked at both of my cousins, and they were kind of like, "Oh, shut up," you know. They were easy to scare. They were so paranoid. Every time, you know, you heard his breathing, or oh my God, they were. And the thing is, they dug into my arms with their nails. And I'm not kidding you. I was bleeding when I left the theater. I was bleeding. My arms were bleeding. So, oh man, come on, 89 minutes? That's got to be cured by now. What's going on here? Let me double check that. Oh, almost. Still a little sticky. If I do that on there, it's sticky. It's sticking so hard that it'll pull off. It'll pull off the silicone. We don't want to do that. So we probably got another 15 minutes of wait, and then we're on to the next coat. That's the problem when you only have a small object to do. You cover it fast, and then you got a lot of wait time because you have 45 minutes of working time. And I'm probably going to show the next process. What I'll do is I'll do this one last coat because it's going to take up too much live time, and then I'll record the other parts of doing this mold on video and upload them because I mean it's 89 minutes into this video, 90 minutes into this video, and I want to definitely I don't want to be on here for 4 hours, 5-hour video. That's not going to happen. So uploading sucks when it's so long like this too. And there's a lot of dead space here, so I'm probably going to end up cutting this all out. I have to edit this video and get rid of all this chat that we're doing. I'm doing this for you guys, chatting with you, and then I'll probably editing this heavily. I'm just going to show when I did it, and then the rest is going to be cut off. And then the other remaining videos, I'm going to. What am I going to do? I'm going to record them on my phone and then upload them. This way, I just put on there what I need, and I can hit it off. I'm not really doing too much chatting with anybody, but I'm still trying to be informative. I'll still talk and I'll still show you what I'm doing. But now that I think about it, this wait time takes too long between coats, so maybe I better end this now. I'm thinking I might have to because I don't want this video so long, and then there's I mean we did nothing but chat anyway, so yeah, I'll end the video, and then when this thing's ready, I'll start the next process. I want to show you, well, it'll all be uploaded. It'll be uploaded to the channel, so you'll be able to see the next step and the next step, and all the steps. You'll see all the steps. All right, guys. So let me jump off of here, and then I'll catch you on the next live. And that'll probably be tomorrow when I demold the clay head. I don't know if I'm going to be live though for that. I'll leave that up to you guys. I know you guys like it when I'm live, but YouTube doesn't like it when you're live. They like you to upload the videos. Plus, the videos that I upload are in 4K. I like to upload 4K videos, so they're in really good, high quality. So you see really nice video. So let me jump off of here. I'm going to say goodnight. And have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful rest of the week. And stay busy. Bo Norton, get on that sculpture. Get moving. You're not getting nothing done playing that game. You gotta stop playing the game and get on your sculpture and get busy, man. Get busy. You get nothing accomplished playing video games. Trust me. I know they're fun. I'm not knocking it. They are fun. I'm not going to say that. But you get nothing done. You get nothing. You get nothing. You get no rewards. You get nothing. It's like, oh yay, I won. Right? Won what? What did you win? What did you win? That's just me. You know why I probably bash on games a little bit? It's because I suck at them. All right, I suck at them. I sit on those video games and I get frustrated because my hands don't move like they used to. I don't have the, but I got to tell you, I got good when Lara Croft came out in, what was it, 1995, 96? I forget what year it was that the original Tomb Raider came out. God, I love that game. Man, I used to take that game to work with me. And play in between when the band would go on, instead of checking out my next lineup of music that I was going to play. I'm sitting here playing a video game because we had video even back in those days. We had video in the club that I was working at. So, and I was like, we had the monitors right there, right in the DJ booth. So I'd plug in my little PlayStation game and I'd go crazy. I was playing the Tomb Raider one. Yeah, the sound guys used to laugh. They're like, dude, man, really? Dude, really? I used to crack me up. Sound engineers, but I used to pick their brains all the time. I really know sound quite well now because of all the things that they taught me over the years. But it's so funny. I used to I used to pick their brains, and one guy one night, I'll never forget. He's like, dude, you ain't got time for knowledge. You're too busy playing that stupid game. So I know where you're coming from, guys. So I'm not bashing you on your gaming. I'm not doing that. But in the long run, I used to think back. I spent hours and hours on that game. Hours, weeks, months. And when I got done, I thought, well, that was thrilling, I think. There just wasn't enough gratification. So, anyway, I've rattled on. You guys are probably into your games. Enjoy your games. Enjoy the rest of the week. Don't work too hard during your week. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Have a great night, guys.